Hey guys, it's good to be back making videos again, especially in the sunshine, that rare event that happens over here in the UK. Today I want to talk about the Prowler sled, this little bit of kit here. Now this is a bit of kit that I've been using for a number of years now for all sorts of fitness reasons. It can be a one-stop solution to whether you want to develop your strength, your power, your cardio, your strength endurance, or your overall metabolic conditioning. And it can be programmed in so many different ways to target various aspects of the body, particularly the legs, the upper body, or a combination of those two to give you a full body workout. Now what I want to do in this video is to give you demonstrations of the various types of moves that you can operate using the Prowler sled. Whether you're pulling it, whether you're pushing it, whether you're dragging it, all sorts of positions you get into to do that. And a lot of these moves will simulate things that you might be expected to do at some time in the real world. So it's a really good functional bit of kit. Now to fully maximize the benefits of the Prowler, you may well need to purchase some accessory bits of kit to allow you to perform some of the moves that I'll be showing you here today. So let me just go through a few of those. It's not absolutely necessary. You can improvise with other stuff that you've got, or you could just push it and pull it as is. But I find with the help of these extra accessories, it makes life a lot easier and adds to the variety of things that I can do. So first off, weights. So if you have Olympic sized weights, those will fit very easily onto the Prowler, and then will allow you to vary the intensity of the workout, whether you're trying to target strength per se and or power, cardio, etc. You can up the various levels of intensity that you can apply to the Prowler sled. Obviously balance it out with two weights, otherwise it's going to be a little bit off skew. You might want to do it in that way, who knows. Next up, you might want to purchase a strap, a pulling strap. So with this thing here, you can pull it or drag it backwards. Another useful bit of kit to add to that would be a variety of carabiners. These things here will allow you to attach it both to the front and the back to vary the type of moves that you can do. You might also want to invest in a small, very basic harness, no more than 12, 15 pounds or so, and this allows you then to attach it so you can be hands-free dragging it, as you'll see as we go. If you've got a dip belt, a dipping belt, something that you put around you and hang weights off, you could then attach a strap to the front here with a carabiner, and again that can allow you to drag it or to pull it backwards hands-free. A little bit more uncomfortable if you're going along the floor doing a bear crawl, but all sorts of things are possible. You'll find that a length of chain or strapping webbing is incredibly useful, so that you can then again attach it to the front or the back to give you that distance from the sled when you're dragging in all sorts of ways. You might want to invest in some straps and a pair of handles, again so that when you're pulling it backwards you can simulate rows and squats, etc. more easily, and that can be done with two handles, or you can have a single handle approach, which to be honest I prefer. It's slightly easier to manipulate, and then you can be pushing it one way and then pulling it the other way, so you can mix up different ways in which you can target the legs. And finally, you might want to invest in a battle rope. I've got a 10-meter battle rope here, which can be attached to the front or to the back, and then you can be dragging the sled either standing or seated on a tire or in some seated position to really work that upper body. Obviously you'll be utilizing the legs as well, but it's a really good upper body workout. You can also then flick or put the battle rope around the sled in some way, probably at the front, and then use it invented battle rope. So as you can see, there's a variety of different attachments that you can add as you go. Probably start off quite basic, pushing the thing and pulling it as is, and then you can work your way up, varying the types of moves, as you see me demonstrating later on in this video. Now, a quick word about the surface that you can utilize or use this thing on. I'm using it on grass here. I cut the grass quite short so it doesn't offer too much resistance. You could leave it a bit longer and add to that resistance, which means you won't have to add so much weight to the thing to push it through. It can be also used on cement and asphalt. The metal runners underneath won't degrade that much. Make sure that you've got the permission of the person that you're doing that on, because it can scratch things up. As I said, I prefer to use it on grass or on artificial grass. I've got a roll of artificial grass down the side of the carport which I can move this thing on, and depending on weather conditions, it's either more difficult or easier. The wetter it is, the easier it is. So there's all sorts of things you can do there. Now at this point I will say that if there are any questions or I've missed anything out, because I'm obviously not perfect in all that I do, just human after all, could you please just make a comment down below in the section, leave a little note, a question as to what you want to find out, and I'll do my best to answer as soon as possible. And also at this point I'd like to just say I really appreciate it if you do sub up and share the video. Obviously I'm doing this off my own back. I'm not making a huge amount of money out of this in any way, shape or form. So your support is massively appreciated in that way. So thank you for that. So let's get to the core of the video, how you use this thing. Let's start off with the basic push. Okay, the setup of this thing is, don't have your hands right at the top. If you have your hands right at the top of this thing and you push, you're going to push it into the ground. And that's going to make it even more difficult to get going. So lower your hands down, maybe 6 inches or so, and then get your body in a position where it is parallel almost to your arms. Your shoulders and arms are in line. Head down, neutral. You can have it slightly lifted, see where you're going, and a nice wide stance on the legs. And then drive with your arms extended to start with. Drive off that front leg and then push through. Nice long steps. This is nice, easy warm-up. Okay, sometimes you might find it difficult to actually get this thing going with your arms extended out. So what I suggest you do there is that you bring your body in to the sled. So you're utilising the whole power of the body, almost a push, a touch on the body to get it going. Rather like this. Push through. Nice long strides. Now once you get to the other end, obviously you either have to turn the thing around so that you can utilise these top bars again, which can be difficult on various surfaces, etc. Or you can utilise the lowered front section. There's a couple of bars down here, slightly higher bar and a lower bar. These are going to be more difficult to use and to push. But the idea about getting down low and in line with your body is exactly the same. If you're too high and you're pushing the thing into the ground. So again, assume a really low position, arms and head in line, and then really wide stance, and again, push off that rear foot, pushing through, keeping low all the way through. Nice long strides. That's good. So now we've done a few easy openers, some long strides, taking it moderately easy, making sure that we're all okay, resources are flowing. We could get down to the power section, again pushing. So again, hands low, body and head in line, nice long first step, and then change it, shorter steps, fast, push all the way through. So those are the basic types of pushes, both from a high position and a low position, both for power and for strength. The strength is where you're loading the thing, you're taking longer strides and it's a slower movement, and the power is where you're taking much shorter strides, much faster cadence, moving up at speed. The programming for that we'll discuss at a later point, or you can ask in the comments below. But what I want to show you at this point is how to drag the Prowler sled, and to utilise that I've attached the strap. Okay, all we're going to do here is going to be getting into a slight squat type position, and then we're going to start to drag the thing backwards, utilising small steps, keeping our arms straight and long. What you can do next, so that you don't have to keep swapping the strap from the front to the back every time you move it to one end, is just hook the strap over one of the uprights and then push the thing back. So you're utilising two workouts in one, or two systems in one. Then from that point, you can then just drag it back. Again, I'm going to be dragging it back, but this time I'm going to be using separate arm holds, or separate arm straps to do it, rather than the one bar, exactly the same. In position, and arms lengthened and straight, and pull. Then you can get straight to the point and push back. Now, if you want to target the legs specifically and not use the upper body while you're dragging something back, that's where you could use your dip belt. An ordinary belt would do, as long as you can attach some sort of strapping to the front and then attach a carabiner to that. But we'll just step into this thing here, move it backwards, find the biting point, and then arms free, we can be dragging the sled back, pulling it through. Again, you don't need to just pull it backwards, you can actually pull it forwards. So if you attach the dip belt around your front, find that biting point again, and then pull it forward, that fashion, arms free. Now, if you're feeling particularly masochistic, you can even attach the harness, like I'm going to be doing right now, and then get down into a bear crawl position. This is particularly taxing. So if you're looking for that total body workout, and that's it, this is the exercise for you. Small steps make it easier, longer ones more difficult. Pick up the pace. Now, very few activities in life are really straightforward back and forth. There's often a sideways or diagonal component to them. So just attach a strap to the prowler, either attach it via your hand or place it onto one of the belts via a bit of strapping. Take up a sideways stance, and then I'd like to cross step on what I'm doing when I'm pulling it through. Make sure you do both sides, so when you get to the other end you reverse. So up until now we've been looking at moves, exercises that focus primarily on the leg side of things. We're obviously utilising the upper body to hold the straps, and where in the bear crawl we were utilising the arms to help us move forward, but the primary focus was on the legs, although obviously it's still a pretty much a total body workout. What we want to do now in this section is to focus more on the upper body, so that is our primary focus. Again, although the legs will be utilised, our primary focus is the upper body. So the first move I'm going to show you is the drag back. It's like an upright row. We'll utilise a little bit of a squat, and then we'll pull the sled towards us in an upright row movement. Best done by demonstrating. So here we go. Face backward, create tension in the strap, squat down slightly, and then pull the sled upright towards you. Move backwards, squat down, explode up and pull the sled upright towards you. Move back, squat down, pull upright towards you. One more, move back, squat down, and then pull the sled towards you. Try not to break your ankles as you go. So just for a slight variation on the theme, rather than using the single handle to pull back, I'm going to be using the double handles. Just gives you a little bit of variety. You can vary your hand position, upper and lower, higher, low down, etc., alternate in those positions. Just allows you to target different muscle groups in different ways. I'm going to be doing it in a standard way pretty much, so it'll be the squat upright row position. So here goes. Oh, by the way, just look at the blooper at the end of the video to see how this didn't work the first time I did it. Cheers. So again, create tension, squat down, and then pull up. You'll notice with this one I've added some weight to make it even more difficult. Up, back, pull up, squat down, pull up. Keep going. Okay, now down to some rope work. We're going to be pulling this, so if you're interested in strongman competitions or just building up that upper body, this is the exercise for you. So stand either feet side of the rope. Up we go. Keep a low position in a squat, and then we're going to be one hand over the other, pulling the sled towards us. All right, you're going to be utilising that squat position to give you that extra thrust. Okay, rather than just standing upright trying to pull it. It's not going to move as effectively and give you as good a workout. So, one hand up there, pulling it towards you, pulling the rope through, driving through. And you can see that I've attached or left attached the handle, which means that you can then create a double workout, bringing it back to position again and running on through, and repeat the process all over again. Make sure that you've got a decent pair of trainers that create grip, otherwise you'll be slipping and sliding all over the place. Pulling it through. Little steps makes it easier. Through. And there we go. Now another way that you can use the rope in a slightly different position, seated down with your legs braced against something. And again, this attacks the body in a slightly different way and gives the upper body a slightly different workout. So again, the process is exactly the same. Pulling through. Off we get, jump out, come back, pull it back. And there we have it, folks. So as I said, this is a fantastic piece of kit. The variety of moves and areas of the body and energy systems that you can attack are infinite and only sort of limited by your own imagination. If you want to program it for power, you're looking at creating short intervals of 10 to 30 meters, full out, with loading it with roughly half your body weight, depending on the surface that you're doing it over, and then give yourself a significant rest in between sets. So at least a minute, 2 minutes in between each push, maybe dragging it back as a recovery, or just waiting at the other end and pushing it back, etc. For strength, what you want to be doing is loading it heavier, at least to body weight, so that when you push it, long, slow, hard strides, though you're simulating single leg presses, etc. And again, for strength, give yourself a decent recovery period. Again, you could be doing that for 10 to 30 meters, and as I said, have that decent recovery afterwards. If you're looking at cardio per se, keep it light, and then you just want to continuously push it for 5 to 10 minutes at a pace where it's you're just able to hold a conversation. If you're looking for metabolic training, then or metabolic training so that you're pushing all energy systems of the body, and you want to keep the recovery down low and the intensity and the weight quite high. If you've got any specifics that you need to know about any of that, I'll either put that in the description or leave it in the comments, and I will, any questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you. I have a great fun making this. I do enjoy making these videos, and I really appreciate your support. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and then you'll get further updates as and where they come. Hit the bell as well, and that will give you the notification of it. And if you can share the video, really appreciate that. Well, it just helps to increase the number of views that I get, and every view helps increase the popularity and spreads the word. Okay, guys, stay strong, stay well, and keep training. Age is just a number. Bye. Stand back, create tension, squat down, pull. Oh. Pull up. Blooper.